This episode is sponsored by SEIU Healthcare. Visit them at seiuhealthcare.ca.
What's good, everybody? You got Jada.
I'm Kai.
And I'm Camille.
And we're calling all boss babaes and creative kabayan.
It's your favorite break. It's your Tita break.
You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. So thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, comment, share with all the other Titas in your life.
Now
today, we got an episode for y'all, okay? And we are excited to introduce two amazing women who are making waves in the world of motherhood and beyond.
Their podcast focuses on faith, honesty, and empowerment, and provides you with practical life skills that you can take with you day to day, and it provides you with emotional support.
their show's also a loving reminder of that being a mom, you're not only just as amazing, but you're also her. You're a go-getter, you're a dreamer, and you're absolutely unstoppable.
Tita energy. So without further ado, we are thrilled to welcome Kayla Williams and Shannon Bartley. Hey. Host of Mama and Her.
Thanks, guys.
First guest on the new set.
Yes, welcome.
Talk about crossover.
Yeah, and we said this would happen.
Yes,
eventually.
I remember.
absolutely.
Yeah.
First comment, it's going down. A long time coming.
And look at us.
Right?
Look at us.
Yeah.
Look at us.
So typically, we do also have a Filipino phrase of the week. So we, of course, had to put the little mama spin on it.
Let me. Okay, what is it? I'm
Camille or
curious.
Kai? Someone wants to take it away.
Mama, nandito ako para sayo.
There you go.
Mama, I'm here for you.
Oh.
So it's
Okay,
Mama,
Mama,
nandito
nandito
ako
ako
para sayo.
Sayo.
Yeah.
Mama, nandito ako para sa'yo.
Yeah, there we
You
go.
said that good. Wait, I need to see it.
Hold on. Do you need
I need a visual.
This is the visual.
Nandito.
Mama, nandito ako para sa'yo.
There we go. She's like, I got it.
All the other options had so many syllables. We're like, we can't do that to Shannon.
Yeah, I know, right?
The rip.
It's like, that's a lot of A's and a lot of G's.
You gotta keep it short and concise.
Oh,
I thought that was a cute one.
that is good.
Yeah.
I was about to see. I thought it was gonna be something like a knock or something.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
For sure.
So fun fact, my nephews call my dad Nook because they always called him a Nuck. So now they all call him Nook.
No.
That's cute.
One of my cousins. Yeah, my tita's nickname for her is Nux.
Nah.
So cute, yeah.
Nux.
That's all they hear growing up.
Yeah,
Literally.
Yeah.
so cute.
But hold on. A Nuck means...
I'm like, just like,
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh my God,
So a Nuck means like my child, my baby.
Yeah.
So you would call you would call Neo or Naya a Nuck.
A Nuck,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So sometimes I don't call Kennedy a Nuck as much as I should. I do from time to time, but not like it should be in like heavy rotation.
Yeah. Throw it in
Today
there.
was like
Inspiring me to. I'm gonna
reminder.
Yeah.
It was like the gentle reminder.
Yeah, I didn't want to be that person. I was like, sorry, what? I'm just smiling. It's like when I met my mother-in-law first time, and she speaks patois, and it's very heavy, and I was like, okay, no idea.
I know what you're saying.
I was
Keep smiling. Yeah.
Did you?
I love your son. Just have to throw that in.
That's funny.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say patois is actually in the like Google Translate now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
ChatGPT, you can, if you ask it to speak to you, it can even do Toronto man slang, allegedly.
Wow.
No.
Allegedly, so I've
Yeah.
heard. I haven't done it myself.
That
but-
must be the like the money version of it.
Yeah, the one you have to pay.
Yeah, where you have to subscribe.
You know, my dad actually said this morning, speaking of AI, my mom's like, look at this post. And it was something with AI related. My dad goes, that's EI. And my mom was like,
Oh my gosh! It's like a cross
and my
between
mom's like,
ET
what?
and AI.
Yeah. She's like,
Oh my
insurance
gosh.
or no, employment insurance. She's like, you mean AI? Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
That's
So cute.
so very Filipino.
Tito, yeah.
So Tito is on
The
brand.
Tito energy.
Love it.
Oh, man.
All right. So what can we expect this episode? What are we?
So yes, on today's episode, we are going to dive into the heart of family dynamics and explore how our upbringing has formed us to be who we are today. So we're gonna get introspective. We're gonna take a trip down memory lane.
We're gonna cry.
Yeah.
Cue tissues, get the tissue box. So with that said, we'll take a break and we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back. We're going to jump right into how our upbringing has shaped us. But before we do that, let's get to know our guests a little bit more. Let's talk a little bit about your individual family dynamics within your own current homes and your children. Let's hear about how many kids you have and how old they are and stuff like that.
You want to start?
All right,
Kat? Yeah, go ahead.
I am married to Paul. I don't know.
Hey, Paul.
I don't know. He's very shy. So I was like, should I say his name? But then I say his name on the podcast. Sorry.
That was so awkward. I'm married to Paul.
Shout out,
Last name
Paul.
is Bartley. Yeah, so we've been together for like 21 years.
Wow.
Yeah, he is a little younger than me, which I like to say. I don't know why I'm so proud of that because I think he often makes fun of me, like that I'm like what is it? Rob the cradle.
Cradle robber, yeah.
Rob.
No, it's robbed. It's robbed.
Oh, it's robbed?
It's robbed.
Oh, yeah. True.
Because you're stealing.
I always say rock.
I always say Rob.
Oh my gosh.
I thought it's like teeth the baby
bounced
from the
between
cradle.
both.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
You're right. You're right.
Either way, I did not.
In conclusion.
So we
Strong start.
Wow. Yeah.
we have a 5-year-old son, Nehemiah, and a daughter named Naya Grace, and she's 3.5. So they're 17 months apart. So I literally had them back to back. I had them at 40 and 41 after being told I could never have kids. So we tried for 7 years, tried IVF, didn't work, and then ended up having them both naturally. Oh my goodness. God, and yeah. So we're living in a cute little space and hoping to, I would love to move back home to Aurora where I grew up in the family house where my dad is residing. So yeah, that's where we're at. And no pets. Oh, we had a fish, but it did pass. Yeah, it's okay. They took it really well. I was worried. It did not survive. It was one of those,
The beta fish?
ones?
Yeah.
The beta.
Yeah.
Beta or beta?
Yeah.
Yes.
Name?
His name was Nemo.
Oh.
Yeah, like, shocking.
Wow.
And he looked like he was Spider-Man Nemo because he looked like Spider-Man, but
fun.
he got like the tumor. You know how some of them get tumors?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Did not.
The more colorful
Know
they
that?
are,
I
they
did not
inbreed
know
them.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Anyways, we were warned. And he definitely got sick and he passed away. But they took it really well so that they had him for a month but that's it. No pets yet. But
It's a good start. That's a good intro. That's good. Good intro to pets.
Intro pet.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
we start with
Intro
fish.
to yeah.
Yeah.
And intro in general.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. All right.
Go first. So.
As you can tell, guys, we're all hungry. We're all looking.
Oh my gosh.
Now let's have
And take it away, kid.
Oh my gosh. Hi, my name is Kayla. So I am a mom to a 3-year-old girl, Kennedy Ann. Family dynamic right now is it's her and I. I was married to her father, and so we're separated, and he lives in a different country. So it's Kennedy and I for as far as our dynamic goes. I will say, talking about village and our, my village definitely consists of my aunt and my uncle. When I just think back, we actually just moved into our new place, not too long ago. It's been a while now. It's been several months, but for about a year and some change, we actually lived with my aunt and uncle. And honestly, I'm so grateful for that time with them because it really, I needed to lean on them for that support. Right. And I'm so grateful for that. But yeah, it's Kennedy and I. I did used to have 2 dogs, but unfortunately, when we were going through just that season of my life when everything was changing, I had to make the difficult decision to get rid of them. But it was actually a blessing in disguise because as unfortunate of a situation as it was to say goodbye to 2 dogs, and they were my fur babies. They I had them before I had them before I had Kennedy. But they ended up going to one of a family friend's house.
Oh, that's the best.
Yes.
It's like the
That's-
best case
Yeah.
scenario.
Shout out
Yeah.
them.
Yes, shout out them. And so, like, honestly, it was best case scenario given the circumstances. And so now, like, to this day, and they're in a beautiful, loving home
Yes.
with a great family that loves them, and they're such a big family
Huge
too,
family.
Love
with
that.
a big house, and so they get loved on and they get the right love and that they need. And then it's great because Kennedy and I will still go and visit them once a month.
There you go. Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, it's all about just adapting to like this new season of life, new way of life.
I hear that.
Honestly, like being a single parent, like not having all the answers, just there's no textbook, I think, for any form of motherhood.
For sure.
And so just rolling with it. And then, yeah, even entering a new season as far as even professionally, like, now being in this entrepreneurship season of life and leaving my like standard career, like the one that I had worked on and that I saw myself in, and choosing to walk away from that. And now just being in this new season of life, all of this is there's a lot of changes, I feel like, but we're just rolling with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you go. Look at us.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Right?
How many times are we going to say that tonight?
Wow.
There might be.
Put the timer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow. So how do you find, like, because I think the biggest thing we all talk about all the time in our shows, different episodes, it comes up in different forms, communication. Huge. How do you find in your respective dynamics, in your respective households, how do you find that works? Like, was there an adjustment when you were switching, or so when you moved back in with your family, and like even with your husband and having kids after being together for so long, and like there's just so much change, as you said. Like, how did that impact your communication?
I think for me personally, like I constantly feel like I'm trying to remind myself that and let me preface this by saying I love my grandparents. I love my Lolo and Lola that raised me. But there's definitely things that I look back on that I didn't want to necessarily bring into the way I mother now, and to the point of communication.
For sure.
Yeah. So, like, for instance, something as simple as apologizing to Kennedy, right? Or like when I'm wrong, like if I'm the one in the wrong, even just coming up with that idea of like I'm not too proud to not apologize to my child. Like I do that. Like in this generation, like I am choosing to do that. So, and I hope and I pray that I'm trying to build or foster an environment that will be a healthy one as far as communication, because I don't want my daughter to feel like she can't come to me, whether it's good, bad, indifferent. And I know that's like, it's hard because it's like you constantly wrestle. Like I still find myself doing some of the old things that like I was, right? Like, especially growing up in like okay, stop crying now, like enough, right? Yeah. And so I've actually had to stop myself from even saying something like stop crying now. Like, so yeah, there's a lot of like unlearning. And also, I guess, forging a new path and a new way of doing things. Not to say that the old path was bad or wrong or anything. Yeah. It's just taking the good that you did grow up in and then making it your own now that we're the ones now. We're the parents. We're the adults.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's huge of you to do. And it's one of those, like, you know better, you do better, right?
And I'm not saying I get it right all the time.
Hey, nobody's perfect. God's working on all of us.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we'll be the first to say I still mess up. I don't get it right every time, but I genuinely am trying. So yeah, that's what I would.
That's all we can do, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm a horrible communicator. I think I'm good at it, but Paul sometimes checks me, and I think I grew up in a household. My dad's Irish descent. I'm not stereotyping Irish people, but very, like, pretty much when you speak and he wants to be heard, like, he would yell, right?
Right.
That's the way he would communicate with us, and my mom then, as a Trinidadian woman, like if she got a fire lit under her, she would also start to express herself in a loud way. But she did always lead with love. But I find if I do, if someone tells me about myself or I feel I get defensive, I definitely like my tone. I don't communicate well. I don't listen well. So communication for us has changed as the kids have arrived. Paul and I are very similar personality-wise, but we're both very stubborn. That can be a problem. Especially if you have one that does not back down, and it will not be me, unfortunately. And I need to pray about it. Y'all pray for me. So the fact that we've made it to like 11 years of marriage, you know, listen, our relationship has evolved because I met him when he was like 19. I was in my 20s, and then like obviously we grew up together and then married, and then we were together without kids for 8 years, 7 years. So we got to know each other, and then when the kids came, like so much stuff came out, and you know, I thought we had all the talks about how are we going to raise our kids, parenting styles. He's Jamaican, you know, was born and raised in Toronto, but his parents are born and raised in Jamaica. And they are Jamaican. Like, if you ask them, they're not Canadian, even though they've lived here longer. But like, their values and beliefs are that. And he grew up a certain way. I grew up as a Canadian, even though I'm mixed biracial. West Indian, yes, half Irish, but Canadian. My mom assimilated to Canada's way. So I grew up kind of like as a Canadian child. So there's certain things that do not align with West Indian or Jamaican cultural beliefs, even though we're both Christian too. So again, I was like, even though I was like, we're both Christian, you know, like we're both, you know, Caribbean background, whatever. No, lots of stuff has come up. So honestly, to this day, oh my gosh, there's something just recently happened where I was parenting one way. He disagreed with it, but allowed me to keep going with it because that's how I was raised. And then he basically went against it and told my son something that literally rocked his world because he didn't believe in it. It was basically, the Easter Bunny, Santa.
Got it.
And he told me like he does not ramp with that. He never grew up. And I did. And I again, that's a whole other argument, but literally like he out of nowhere was like, because we were watching something about Easter and obviously we were focusing on what the purpose was. And Neo asks, he's like, so the Easter Bunny is real? Like, and I did, you know, instead of Paul being like, let's talk about that later, he was just like, no. And then it spiraled into, so Santa Claus is not real? And then it literally like, because my son is such a loving, and then he accused me of, why did you lie to me, mommy? And then it was I was like, I screwed my kid up. No. You know, I know I didn't, but of course, my husband was like, I told, like, basically he was like, looked at me like, I told you so, like, why did you, but then I felt like, you don't get it, like, it was just so complex, so we literally just butt heads this past weekend, and we've been together for so long, like, these are conversations, like, that I wish, anyways, maybe you don't know back then, like, what's going to come up. But again, communication is so key to a happy marriage, to a happy life, to your kids knowing that they can tell you things. And then my son, you know, we had a talk about it. I explained why I created this magic for him, despite being like, I understand, like, we celebrate Christmas because of Jesus's birthday, but like, Santa is something I grew up with and I have a core memory. And he forgave me, and he said we had a good conversation. But like I said, when you don't have these like conversations beforehand with your partner or your spouse or like whoever, even your parents and like bombs are just dropped, it really can throw you off kilter, especially when you're with someone you think that they know you and they respect you, and vice versa.
For sure.
It's complex.
Like a curveball, you know?
It's so complex when you're,
And there's certain things like you can't or you won't know. You can talk about it in theory, but until you're in the thick of it and you're in the trenches, you're not gonna know.
Exactly.
Like, you can talk about being a mom, but, and because I know, like, I was like, oh yeah, I'm sure I'll be this kind of mom whenever that day comes, whatever. Girl, you actually become a mom, and I'm telling you, it just
throw it out the window.
Low-key, that's one of my fears. Like, it's one of those, like, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna parent like this, or I don't want to do that when I have a kid. But then I'll catch myself in moments where, like, I'll act out and I'm like, oh my God, that's my dad.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta pull myself back. So it's same in theory.
And
speaking about it,
Yeah, and like
I'm
I said,
okay.
still, I still mess up because I'm over here talking about, I'm not gonna be like my, like I'm gonna take only the good things.
Yes,
And it's like, no, the reality of it is like, I am loud. I can get angry.
Yeah, ain't that.
Sometimes I just see red.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's like, I don't, like, that's still in me.
That's so real though.
And so
Yeah.
I'm trying my best to reel that back and do better.
Yeah.
But I'm still human. Like sometimes it still pops out.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just trying. And then it's like the guilt, and then it's like, but it's this constant
spiral,
evolution.
Crazy, yeah.
Like, and so you feel like, dang, am I messing my kids up? Am I
think
right?
about
Am I?
that often.
Yeah, all the time.
I know,
Wow.
but thank you for sharing that because I feel like there's such a large portion of people online that like really romanticize everything. Of course. And
Yeah.
it's not that.
Of course.
It's not that picture perfect.
Like,
Right?
and that's part of the reason,
gonna stick
too.
to a lot of people.
And that's part of the reason why we started the Mama and Her podcast, because we hope to have conversations, not all, but like some of them that it's like, yes, it kind of lifts the veil just ever so slightly.
yeah.
So well done.
Because it says like, I struggle with keeping my sanity. I struggle with not going off on my kids or whatever the case is. And sometimes if you do say it, right, like you said, if you see it enough, you're scrolling all the time and all you're seeing is the romanticized, oh, it's so nice, it's so honky-dory, it's so great.
Yeah.
Like I never yell at my kids and they're just great and they
the
don't
gentle
watch
parent.
and they
Oh yeah.
Just like,
That
I'm
one.
failing. I'm failing. Like, and we're not. We're just learning. And our kids teach us so much about ourselves to the point where you're like, damn.
Right? Like,
Yeah, no, it's a trip, but communication is so important. Therapy, like I told Paul, like, let's go back to therapy. We're both different people than when we met. So I would love to go back to therapy and just understand who he is now.
Right.
He's turning 40 on Monday and like he's been so excited about getting older. I've been 40, right? So like, but like I just think like I gave birth, I'm a new person, and he also is like, you're different than what used to be. I'm like, yeah, babe, like that's what happens when like you literally give birth to a new version of yourself, and he's trying to figure me out, and it's just constant like learning and pivots.
there is like a saying like you eventually like I would hope you're not married to the same person or you're with the same version of the person. And considering, right, like you said, you've been together for so long, right? Like you aren't, and I would hope you're not the same version.
Or else we wouldn't last.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that was great. Welcome back to Tita Salita. We are talking family dynamics. So with that said, was affection like hugs or saying I love you normal in your family, and how has that shaped how you show love now?
Gosh.
We're going in.
wow. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start. Growing up, so being from a mixed background, right? So my father's Jamaican, my mother's Filipino, but I was raised on my Filipino side.
Yes.
The short answer is that because I was raised by my grandparents, but specifically my lolo, right? Because my grandma also passed when I was pretty young. Like, so my mom passed when I was 3. My grandmother passed when I was 13. I do remember my lola being affectionate, right? And like I was anak, right? Like so, but physical touch and like constantly being told I love you or I'm proud of you or that, no. No.
Yeah, I hear that.
It wasn't. Funny enough, I'll say this now, and maybe because it is because of like an age thing, I'm not quite sure. I've found that over the last, I'd say 5 or so years with my Lolo, who now, God bless him, is 93 years young.
Go Lolo.
He's become way more affectionate, like as far as saying I love you or saying that more often. But like growing up, it wasn't a thing. And so how does that now, like, okay, fast forward, so how does that translate now to Kayla, the woman? Oh, it's absolutely something like I can be a little awkward when it comes to physical touch, to showing emotion, like even in like platonic friendships and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I find I'm not like the most affectionate of friends, like as far as like
Real don't like a hug, okay?
and she's so the opposite. And I'm like,
So A said B. What side do you want? Yeah. Same thing.
High five, Shannon.
Oh my God.
So then, and then even so now as a mom, I've made that such a point. I'm like, this girl's gonna know I love her every single day. I'm gonna kiss her every single day. I'm gonna love on her.
Yeah.
So it comes very naturally, maybe because she's my daughter.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like other relationships, like
Sometimes there's that
French,
hesitancy.
like-
a little bit like
Yeah.
so sometimes, like for instance, if someone is crying, so like there's some people, they immediately start to cry too because they're such an empath, right? While I do feel like I am an empath,
Yeah.
if someone else is crying, I don't immediately start crying. I'm just kind of like,
What do we do? Yeah.
Right.
but deep down, I'm like, I want to console you,
Yeah.
but like it's hard. It's like system.
It's not
over
Yeah,
beauty.
yeah,
That's
It's
a real.
not-
Or like in the
yeah.
moment, it's just like,
Yeah.
what do I do?
Yeah,
right?
like my heart feels for them, or
For
goes
sure.
like, but then it's like I don't know how to like
Like,
console.
like
Yeah.
they're there.
yeah.
Yeah,
right? Like,
and so again, I do like sometimes like when you really stop and pause, it's like probably does have a lot to do with how I was brought up.
For sure.
And I've never really taken the time to think about it or process it. But no, I'm not a very, very affectionate person. So yeah, that's
Great
me.
answer.
I feel like Camille understands.
Yeah.
1000%.
And I know this.
Yeah.
They're literally lined up. Like,
We literally lined up, and then we have like the middleman.
and I'm
Yeah.
the middleman.
She's-
And then there's the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let Shan tell her because Shan's very loving, very pours her heart. Sorry, I won't talk.
Actually, you messaged me and you're like, I'm gonna give you a big hug when I see you. And I was like, I was like, yay! Not that I didn't want to hug you. It's not that I didn't want to hug you. I was just like, okay, yeah, like I
Was
but
the
like
hug okay?
I was great. It was great. It was nice. It was genuine. It was good. Like I think.
Usually just like I'll hold on as long as you're holding.
No,
on,
and I liked it. It was good, and I was holding. It was a real hug. Like I really appreciate it. I think what I liked the most was the warning. Like if you didn't warn me and then we hugged, I would have been like, oh, like
What are
maybe
you
like
doing?
thrown off.
it would have been like you would have been like, what is she doing? Like because I would have been like just a little
used
tense
to
at
it,
first.
'cause I'm such an empath. I'm such a loving person to the point where like it's like I've been told by coaches like
a
I'm
gift
too
and a curse.
emotional.
Yeah,
I hear
and
that.
I've been like benched because like people have like especially specifically basketball coaches have said to me it's been my downfall, and that's I always keep that in my head. I'm like being like overly passionate and just loving, and I care a lot. I have said to myself, I feel like it's a curse. I'm like, God, why did you make me like this? But then I know, and then I hear like
Your best
like
is your
it's-
worst.
I know. So, I wear my heart on my sleeve. It is
feel you, girl.
because of my mom. So my dad, like he was the breadwinner, so he worked in the city. We grew up in Aurora, so she took 10 years off her career. So she moved here when she was 23 from Trinidad, not knowing anyone. Met my dad at the bank a couple years later. Got married. She found her man and they moved to the suburbs. Had us a couple years later, but quit her career to just mother. And I thought that was just so beautiful. But my dad was in a position to support the family, so he would always go down to the city. I do see pictures of my dad holding us, and my mom is standing there, which I think is a sign that he was affectionate and was physically showing us love. I don't think he said it a lot. And then as he got older, there's stuff with addiction and strokes and brain, stuff that changed who he is. So he's a different person now. And so there's no love coming in from him as of right now. But my mom though, she was definitely just like me, maybe even more so, loving, caring to strangers, constantly talking to people, so always telling us she loved us, praying over us, kissing us, holding us, laying in bed with us. She was just loving on us constantly. And I am like that with my kids. Both my kids, especially my son, he's a little obsessed.
So cute.
To the point where Paul will be like, whose wife is that? Neo's like, it's my wife.
Well, remember when we had our Zoom call? He came in and he was hugging me.
That was so cute.
Yeah, he just like kisses on me. He's always like, "I love you, mommy." You're like, he is me. My daughter, obviously, she'll say how much she loves me, but she's a little bit more tough exterior. You know,
100%.
if I'm crying, she does not bat an eye. Where Neil is like wiping my tears.
Oh my goodness, so sweet.
Yeah.
Guys, like, I'm gonna be here, Mom. I'll just be right here. Play with my toys.
You know that reel where it's like Dairy Queen closes in 20.
Or like mom falls down the stairs. Toddler. Can I have a snack? Like,
Or it's like when you're in the middle of an emotional breakdown and your kid's like, "Can you open your snack?" You're like, "Yeah."
I know that one.
no, it's,
And I think something for me too that, and I just won't know this, right? It's like because I was raised by my grandparents, right? Like, so you're talking about like you see traits you got from your mom and you know traits that you got from your dad. My mom died when I was 3, and I don't have a relation. Like I have a very broken relationship with my dad, so I don't know what I get or may not get from either. You know, so. In those 3
interesting.
short years that my mom had with me, I have no doubt, was she a loving mom and did she love on me?
Yeah.
Probably, but I don't remember.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like it was so long ago. And then because I don't know my dad like that, like I don't, like, what do I get from him? Like, do I get my hot temper from him, or do I get my funny side from him? Like, I don't know these things, right?
Yeah.
So all I can do now is like pick what, like, how I want to mother and foster her in the best way possible
Sure.
from all of my different life experiences,
Yes.
the good and the bad.
Yeah.
From Kayla. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. I mean, it's one of those things where it's just like, I guess, at least for myself, I have found that like over time, different parts of my parents have come out. It's not like all at once. It's not like I grew up and I was always like a certain way. And like, it's just like now, especially with my nephew and like I'm very involved in his life, there's certain things that come out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen that side of myself. And I either like it or don't like it. Like, I don't know, right? Like, it depends. I won't know until it comes
And are
out.
you like, oh my gosh, that's so my dad.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
so my mom.
Or like, that's my Lolo, because same thing. I grew up with my mom, my grandparents, and then my dad had some influence, but like it's just kind of like I'm like this smorgasbord of people, and I don't know which one's gonna come out, like, you know, like at whatever time. And especially as you get older, and like, you know, as you were saying before, there's no playbook. Like I think I'm gonna handle things one way, and then something happens, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not just learning about you, I'm learning about me too.
That's why I say, like, motherhood literally sometimes it like holds a mirror up to you, and it really causes you to reflect on like, yo, there's some things that are about you that you still need to check that are like not good. Like, you like this whole, you thought your temper is gone. No, you just haven't been triggered in a certain way.
Again, low-key, that's one of my fears of like, yo, am I really ready for this, or what will be unearthed, right?
And it's
Unearthed,
different when you're
right? Like, that's good.
And
Yeah.
it's different when it's your kid, because
Yeah, 100%.
with my sister's kids, it's like, okay, yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
No, I probably won't get this.
Well, also because they'll act and treat Tita.
This is true. That's a
different
different
than mom.
relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
true.
it's a beautiful relationship, but
Yeah.
it's still a different one.
Very
much
Right?
so.
And like I know for a fact, like when if Kennedy goes with her who she calls her Lola and Uncle Ken, right? And she spends this day with them, and I come home and I'm like, oh, so how was she? Oh, she was
She was an angel.
She didn't put up a fight. She ate everything on her plate.
everything.
That big one ate everything.
I'm talking about Kennedy. Yeah.
Who is this? Because not with me, not with her mom.
Yes.
And she, like, you know, like the tantrums, like the outbursts that we get. And I know it has, because it correlates back to like mom being their safe space, right? And then because of that, you get the good and the bad. You get everything. That's true. But primarily, especially I think in these early days, you do get the worst. So I try to remind myself, like, while it is super stressful at times, it's because she is comfortable. It's because kids can feel comfortable in that space.
Right.
That's
Still
a good
makes
reminder.
it hard, but
Yes.
you understand why.
Yes.
That's a beautiful way to switch the perspective for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you're absolutely right. It is different as a Tita. I know that there's a different relationship between my nephew and I and his mother, and even, you know, my mom, his Lola. Like, it's just all very different. And then him and my husband. Like, it's just, very, very different, but all very beautiful. And I always make this joke because you're describing your son, and you're like, he's always kissing on me. I'm always like to my son or my nephew and my sister, I'm like, get a room. Get a room. It's too much. Like, you know?
Mad. That's mad. It's like, that's my wife.
Yeah, right. Like,
I
it's
met her before
intense.
you were cute. This is how I'm the reason why you're here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I made you. Oh, man. Well, I think let's take a pause right here, and we'll be right back after this.
We're back, and it's our favorite time. It's Am I Bastos?
I love the name.
Shannon. So Bastos actually means rude, disrespectful, disgusting, offensive, just all the things, right? So we're gonna ask a couple questions, obviously family related, and you can let us know if you think it's Bastos. So am I Bastos for not texting the family group chat back for a week, even though I'm reading every single message?
Ooh.
Yeah. No? Yeah.
There's no right or wrong.
Yeah, there's no right
You
or
think
wrong.
that's
Yeah.
Bastos?
Yeah.
Kayla? You can also say why you think it's
Yeah.
Because I just want to know people care what I have to say.
You're like, I need a
What are you
response.
doing that's more important than what I have to say? 7 days? Come on now.
I'm kind of leaning towards like, no, I don't really think that's all that Bastos, because I feel like you said a family group chat, so that's
Yeah.
multiple people.
Yeah.
So it's constantly going off. Like sometimes
sure.
I have certain group chats that are muted because it's just like I know it's going off.
Yeah.
So it's like I'll read it, check it. Okay, cool. If I need to chime in, I'll chime in. But if it's not anything directly at me,
Yeah.
then yeah, I'll stay quiet.
Okay.
I do the same. I feel like it's Bastos if, like, you're being asked something specifically
Yeah.
and not responding, and it's 7 days.
That's what
I'm gonna have an issue. But if it's like, generic and it's a group chat, sometimes, or if anything, I'm reactor. So when you can tap it and put a heart, or I'll do that at
You
the bare
acknowledge it.
minimum, to acknowledge it at least, even if I don't have to
But that
respond.
still counts as a
directly.
response.
Yeah.
That counts
Yeah.
as a response.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you? You think that's rude? Bastos?
You already know me in the group chat. I'm very
Pokeroo.
yeah.
Very what?
I'm very,
Pokeroo.
like if I'm not authentically feeling in the space to talk, I'm not going to talk.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll announce it. Sometimes I'll I'll shoot an emoji, or I'll say, guys, I'm not in the space.
Yeah.
Like, I just
That's
don't
fair.
feel like talking.
Yeah.
It's the artist brain. I'm just like, I'm disassociating right now. And that's what I'm doing. But yeah. Okay.
Camille?
Oh. I mean, it depends, right? Like, I think context is everything. I like to respond. I'm a big communicator. So whether it's just like, an acknowledgement, if it's not something directly pointed at me, or if like in the group chats, usually like, hey, like what day does everyone want to meet for Easter? What day is everyone available? I'm going to respond with, fully phrased response. But I think it's a little rude because it's a group chat. It's a group chat, like we're talking with each other.
Everybody participates.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not me talking.
At least one person.
There's nothing worse
I will
than
send a
like,
cricket though if no one's responding. I'm a gift queen. I love a good gift,
Yeah.
so I'll
You
do one of
do,
those.
yeah.
Images. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, and I
Is
get
this
like a
thing
lot
on?
of people,
Yeah.
like my younger cousins, for example, will always like send gifts and like emojis and stuff like that. And I don't know why I said it like that. Like I don't. Anyways,
young.
right?
Stuff
like that.
I do too, but I just mean like I'll answer.
Yeah.
I'll answer. I'll talk. So I think it's important in a group chat to talk.
All right.
Noted.
But I do have a lot on mute too, because there's some chats. It's just like I don't need to be hearing all this.
Yes.
All right. Okay, next.
Are you going to ask? You want me to ask? Okay. Am I Bastos for skipping a family event to protect my peace?
Ooh.
Absolutely not. Nope.
Yeah, you're
I
not
think that's a
Bastos.
no across the board.
As a grown adult, no.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They'll be
Protect your
all right.
peace. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be just
honestly.
fine.
There will be another one.
Am I Bastos for having a favorite cousin and treating them differently?
It's Bastos if you make it obvious. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you purposely show favoritism within family, then I think that's a thing. What do y'all feel? I know these reactions. I'm like, what does that mean?
I just think, okay, so I'm the oldest out of all the grandkids.
Okay.
And it's not that I have favorite cousins, but there are cousins, like the age gap is like, it's not that big, but like because of how we grew up, it feels like there's like decades between us.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, it's not that I have a favorite cousin per se, it's just that I feel like I can talk to that person
Yeah.
like differently than I can talk to all the other ones. Like I can't just say certain things to them. Like they're very like, how do you say that? It's like very sheltered. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's not that I don't appreciate them or like
The other cousins,
yeah,
yeah.
it's just I can't, like they're children. I don't know how to say they're children. So I just talk to them differently. They're not actually children, but in my mind they're children.
Yeah.
I would have to repeat that. Like, there's a specific cousin. He's watching. We just grew up very close, and we grew up talking about everything. And it's the cousin that I talk to about everything. It's very evident that
Yeah.
we're closer than everyone else. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that naturally happens.
it doesn't mean.
It's interesting. Like for me, I have a lot of cousins, and you're right. We kind of do. There's like two groups. There's like we're all of us who are kind of very close in age, and then
Yeah.
there's like some like younger.
Yeah.
Right. And then now we all have kids, right? Like so, but yeah, I think there's like a few where it's like you have family relationships and you love them. Don't get me wrong,
Of
right?
course.
But then there's some who like you've been able to connect with. Like it's beyond just like the role of cousin. So it's like
Yeah.
you almost feel like a friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like who happens to just share the same blood as you.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right? But then when I guess that's where I'll leave it.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, weirdly for me, because my mom moved here and she had 11 brothers and sisters. So I have a lot of cousins in Trinidad that I've actually never met and spoken to. And that's a whole other story. But my dad's side, because he married my mom out of, his race, his family was not very happy about it because they did get married like at a time where mixed marriages
We're not a thing.
yeah, and especially a white man marrying, a West Indian woman, a Trinidadian woman, it was very rare.
Yeah.
So there's so much drama on his side. So literally, I have one cousin on my dad's side that he's similar in age to me, and yeah, he's my favorite because he actually has made an effort with like getting to know me and my family, and he's just amazing. But my other cousins, like, nah, like if you don't make an effort, like I know we're family, but that to me doesn't mean really anything. Like, am I curious about them? Yeah, but I don't know. It's very complex for me. I do love to see like families that have lots of cousins and their friends. I wish I had that.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
But
So.
it goes both ways to your point, because I have siblings that have started to move to Canada from Nigeria, and there's so much difference because like I'm knowing them, I'm just getting to know them for the first time. We're around the same age, they have kids, they have whole lives, they're dealing with, immigration and things that I just don't beyond me, like you know what I mean? And like I think it goes both ways, like you said, like we have a relationship because we know each other and like we try to get together, but like we just have separate lives.
Yeah, and
Very
I think that
separate
even
lives.
to add to that too, like the reality of it is, I think as you get older and then as you start to prioritize things, and again, it's like it's no shade on family, but you prioritize like who is actually there in your day to day. I am 10 times closer with Shannon, who is not my blood, than certain family members.
For sure.
Why? Because we are friends. We're close friends, and we talk, and all of these things, right? Like, and I think, so it's not to. So even though, like to your point, like, oh, I wish I had family, or I wish I had a big family with cousins. I mean, I think it's like any other relationship. Like if you don't cultivate it, or if you don't, you don't feed into it, it slowly starts to maybe like dissipate, and you can't be mad at it, and it's no one to blame. It is what it is.
That's just a natural evolution of it, right? You're just going to naturally be closer to certain people or certain family members. So I definitely agree with that.
Cultivate's the strong word. Yeah. That's the one right there.
We got time for one more?
I do have time for one more. I'm trying to pick one though.
Oh, that's a big one. What
Oh, well, I'm going to do that one.
I thought
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Am I Bastos for saying no to lending family money even when I have it?
Let everyone take a
Spicy.
sip of their drink.
Water
here.
break.
Even if you have it.
Even if you have
Okay.
it.
Ooh, so many things to consider.
I know.
Yeah.
My personal experience is I haven't had that. But listen, I have friends who have been through some messy situations.
Yeah.
When you mix family and money.
For sure.
I would say you're asking me, am I bastos for not? I would say you're not bastos because if you've done it before and you maybe have been burned, then you're building a boundary. You're setting a boundary.
Absolutely.
That's a
right?
great
and
example.
like I love you and I want to help
sure.
you, but it may not be in the form of like I'm just gonna write you a check or I'm just gonna hand you the cash.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
100%.
And so that's like I'm sure that anyone who's like, oh, has been there,
Yeah.
then it's like it's been a negative experience.
Right.
So, but I would say this, instead of perhaps leaning towards lending, so you said you have it, then I'm just gonna give it to you
Yes.
with no expectation that I'm gonna receive
Yeah.
it back. This is just,
Yeah.
I'm giving this to you. This is a gift.
Yeah.
Don't even, so we're not gonna be going back and forth, hey,
Yeah.
give me back my money.
No, for sure.
Because if I already have it, so I'm just gonna give it to you with no expectations,
Right.
And then
Yeah.
let that be that. Because then there's no room for resentment to grow or any kind of beef or like you said,
Yeah.
you're gonna.
Or sometimes they say when you're lending money, it's like it's almost like you have to part ways with it or like accept like
That
it
you're
may
not
not
gonna
come
get it
back.
back.
Like
May not
that's a
come back.
possibility.
Yeah.
And there's always that
when
weird
comes
energy
from-
asking for your own money back.
That's
not.
another thing
It's
too.
not always as like, and I know it's yours, but it, like asking for it never feels natural.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
Camille, you what about
Let's
you?
close this one up. Yeah. What do you-
Close it up.
Oh no, I echo the same sentiments. I
Yeah.
think you know, as someone who's had to do that, it's very much that. Like you have to just like I had to just like wipe the slate clean. Like it's just not worth it. Like if the person is asking for that money to begin with, honestly, chances are they can't afford to pay you back. Chances are, right? Depending on how much money we're talking about, I guess, right? But I think the other thing is that, like what you were saying before, I think sometimes it's just better to not give them the money because they can't, like there's another problem there, right? Underneath the
protecting
money.
your own peace, right? Depending on
That
history
too,
or
but I think like sometimes you can do more harm giving them the money or lending them the money or whatever the case is than just helping them.
That's like a whole
That's
nother
the other
conversation.
con- yeah.
We're now enabling and all
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Depending on the reasons for the money loan. So
all right.
yeah.
We're gonna cool down.
You want 20? I got you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Got a toonie for you.
All right. We're gonna
The
take
pigs
a
and the
moment.
Browns for me.
Facts.
All right. We're gonna take a time out, and we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back. We're gonna do some more Am I Bastos? Kai, take it away.
We do love a Am I Bastos? Let's be real. Okay, so am I Bastos for telling a sibling that they need therapy during the argument?
It's like a low blow.
Right?
That's a.
I don't know if that's the
a
time
yes.
and place.
It's a-
I don't know.
That's
It's
a
a-
yes.
right?
Bastos?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Bastos, she's speaking Tagalog now.
We got her. You're just gonna like find lumpia in your pocket now.
It rolls off the
Oh
tongue.
my
It's an
God.
easy word. It's an easy word.
Yeah, that's a yeah for me. That's just that's a low blow.
I'll co-sign that one. I think that's Bastos. Not during an argument.
No.
Because you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
You're doing. You're not
Just go like-
genuinely saying, I think you need therapy. You're like, you're
Yeah.
acting crazy right now. You need
Time
therapy.
and place.
Yeah.
Time and place, for sure.
Sucker
I
punch.
agree with that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
Maybe we can
all
do one
around?
more. Yep.
Yes,
Yes,
all
yes,
around.
across the
Okay,
board.
one more. Am I Bastos for deleting myself from the family photo?
Oh, we got Photoshop skills here, people.
EI.
Yeah, EI.
For deleting myself from the family photo because I don't like how I look in any of them.
Ooh.
Those Facebook tags be really humbling sometimes.
I know, yeah, I know. Sometimes it's like, Tita, why this
Hey,
one?
You know
Yeah.
what? I'll say yes, you are Bastos for doing it because girl, she's gonna live on your mom and your tita's Facebook.
Yeah.
7 tita friends who all comment and like it, and
Oh, she's so big now.
Great entertainment. Yeah.
like, you know, it's not gonna be plastered on a billboard or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Just allow the picture.
Yeah. And to me, sometimes it's just the memory in that moment, right? In the
Exactly.
pictures.
Yeah.
And like we grew up in the age where we didn't have the option to Photoshop anything. We didn't even know how the picture was going to turn out until we went to the store and got it developed.
Exactly.
Wow.
So like,
what a rush.
Myself. I was like, does she mean like she cropped it?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
like
she I guess she took
removed
hers.
it?
She Regina Georged it, like, you know, like, pressed it on a good.
But digitally, if it's for Facebook, she probably just like ate. Like,
Yeah, maybe just
Yeah.
like
took
a
herself out.
Untagged?
yeah,
Okay.
untagged or I don't know, whatever.
Untag Bastos?
Nah,
I don't know.
that one I think is okay.
I don't think half the titas will notice that.
Yeah,
So
honestly.
They post the bear with the prayer right after, right? You know what I'm talking
Sent to 10 friends. All right.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
All right. Well, typically when we do have guests on the show, we do Filipino Flash. However, again, a little bit of a mama remix. So this time we're going to play What's the Move, Mama? So we're going to have a lightning round. We're going to ask a couple questions and you guys just shoot out what comes to mind.
okay.
All right.
I like this.
Do you want to split it up? Maybe we can do like
Sure.
6 each. Okay. All right. In 3, 2, 1.
She's counting down her
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, this is like
Black or
line
green?
between
Black
us.
or green?
Huh?
Black or green tea?
Oh, black.
Oh, there we go.
With cream and with milk and sugar, yeah.
And your coffee?
2 creams, 1 sugar.
Nice.
Yeah, but I will absolutely pick coffee. I don't know how she does not drink coffee.
No.
And I say that to all tea drinkers. Like, how do you not?
Yeah, I need that Java kick.
Hot or iced? Hot or iced?
I'm not. I
Depends.
don't discriminate.
Yeah.
Hot summer.
All the coffee.
time.
Yeah.
All the coffee. Yeah, I'll still have. Yeah.
No, I like the iced tea at Starbucks though. Sometimes, like, but it's not really.
I like a
tea,
good
that's just
refresher.
like juice.
Oh, that's your
Yeah.
Oh shoot, Starbucks is mad.
All right. Morning chaos or evening peace?
Evening. Wait. Hold on. Wait.
Like
what?
which they prefer?
What do I prefer?
Oh, yes. What do you prefer?
Oh, evening peace. Evening peace. Yeah. I wanna-
Yeah, even
Yeah.
chaos.
I'm realizing as we're answering the question live, so we're just going to keep going. Yoga pants or jeans?
Yoga pants.
yeah.
And by yoga, you mean like any leggings?
Tights.
Give me a
tights,
band.
like-
High-waisted.
High-waisted, yes.
That's where I like it to sit also.
Early bedtime or Netflix binge?
Oh, Netflix binge.
I want it to be early
I
bedtime, but
know.
it's Netflix binge.
Oh, what are we binging?
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah. Oh, that's the next one. Favorite show at the moment?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, House of David.
Oh,
It's on Amazon
I think
Prime.
you
Yes.
spoke
So
about that, no?
good.
Yeah.
So good, right? Oh,
Wow.
man. Yes, highly recommend it. I just finished it last night.
Nice.
Oh man. I mean, what was the Bosch, the Legacy?
I still haven't. That's on my
You know
list.
Bosch?
Yeah.
Oh,
Was it
you have a
good?
documentary?
No.
No.
Was that Super Toronto of me? What are we talking about? Oh, man.
Oh no.
I know we got the Carter effect. You know, I just thought maybe there's another, documentary.
SCH.
Detective show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
SCH. Yeah.
There you go.
It's okay, I
Tell,
was with you, don't worry.
tell me you're from Toronto without telling me you're from Toronto.
Wow.
All right, I'm going to close mine out here. A night out with friends or a cozy night in?
Cozy night in.
Comfy?
Well, it depends. I don't
Yeah, I'm down.
Maybe
with
a
both.
mix.
I
Yeah,
guess,
depending on
yes, I
time
would
of
like
year,
both.
what the event is.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Insta scrolling or Pinterest browsing or TikTok?
Insta scrolling.
Same.
Okay. What's for dinner every night or meal prepping on Sunday? Like, do you prepare meals every night or do you meal prep once a week or twice a week?
No.
So
Just no.
Cut.
My husband is the one that cooks the most, so
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Love
that. We love a chef.
Love that.
So yeah, he plans, and then the days he doesn't, he's like, "What are you making?" I'm like, "I don't know."
pizza.
Uber Eats.
Bears.
Or Ube, yeah.
Want my goal is I wish I was
We
a
aspire.
meal. every Sunday meal prepper.
Yes.
I hear that.
But the reality of it is no, I'm usually like a day of, like I just mentioned to it here. I'm like, I'm about to go pick
Oh,
up
yeah,
candy.
yeah.
We about to go somewhere. We're sitting down at somebody's restaurant.
Treat yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, sneaking snacks from your kids, or do you share everything?
Ooh.
Oh, I'm in my bed eating supper, and they come in, and I'm like, hide the wrapper. It's not even.
Mom, what's that crinkling? It's like nothing.
Nothing. No, I literally say nothing because I'm not sharing. Because the amount of snacks these kids eat,
Yeah.
and I sit down with my breakfast, and they will come and like take. I'm like, no, I have a stash.
I feel like mom needs to have her snacks too, you know?
I'm not a big like candy person in general. Like I'd rather do like say ice cream or something more savory. But because we just came off of Easter, was I not binge watching My House of David as I was eating her candy?
Yep.
1,000% I was like, she doesn't eat this much.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. This is too much. I will
True.
gladly take this off of her hands as I
have to do what I have
am
to do.
doing her a favor.
I am doing her and her teeth and her future cavities
There
a
you go.
favor.
Yeah.
So I will eat that gigantic
Shout out, Mom.
kindergarten.
Yeah.
What is it? Kinder Surprise.
Oh, I love me a cake
Yep.
surprise.
Yeah.
I'll make a
So do
toy
I.
too.
They need help eating those things
They do.
anyway.
They do.
It's
They're
a lot.
huge, right? And they break in half.
many
One for you,
I
one.
know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Shout
do you
out,
prefer phone calls or text messages for communication?
Is there a third option for Shannon? Because it's voice note.
Oh yeah, the voice note queen.
There should be an option C.
Okay, see your voice notes.
Yeah. I guess, but if there's no option C, then
No, she
I
can get the option C.
Yeah, option C.
Yeah, option
That's
C.
good.
See?
Tech
That's
has
a valid.
evolved.
That's
Yeah.
a valid communication.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess I'm probably B. I'm text. I'd
Yeah.
rather text than
Nice.
than call.
Yeah, I'm voice notes
Voice note.
over both of the others.
She's all
It's
day.
like
me a
the
good
happy
voice.
medium.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can listen whenever you want.
Right?
Yes.
And on
That's
WhatsApp,
nice.
you can speed it up.
There you go.
Just
Yeah.
saying. I
Once
love
you
that
read- yeah.
feature for myself.
It's true. And then you know what? And like I love the voice note option because like there's no room for like there's some room, but like less room for miscommunication. The tone,
Which is
right?
important.
Like,
Like,
you can actually hear tone.
you know?
And you know you
Exactly.
can transcribe voice notes now on WhatsApp.
Oh, yeah.
On iPhones,
Yeah.
so you can read it. The voice note can be read.
There you go.
right?
I didn't know that about iPhone. I didn't know that about WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Shout out WhatsApp.
Beautiful. Morning workout or evening training?
Morning. Because if it
It happens.
if it doesn't happen before 10 a.m.,
I hear
it's not
that.
happening.
Exactly. Running outdoors or gym treadmill?
Outdoor running.
Okay, so protein shake or smoothie bowl?
Protein shake.
Okay. Sports documentary or game highlights?
Sports doc. Yeah, I love
Bosch.
them.
I'm kidding.
Does he have a documentary?
They should. It's low hanging fruit, guys. Just take it. You're welcome.
Oh my god.
It's gonna do well.
Especially in Toronto.
Favorite sports team?
I know, like how hard. Is
Oh,
that?
well.
I mean,
Yeah, right?
it will
I mean,
be.
look at her
It's the
shirt. Come
tempo,
on.
but until we get the players, I would say Toronto
Yes.
Raptors is my.
I hear that. Yeah, same.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I know it is tough. Okay, in this current moment,
In this current moment,
first one that comes to mind.
you know what? Honestly, with all the chaos that's been going on, I'll say I've been following the Lakers hard because of the whole
yeah.
the trade
Oh,
with
the game's tonight.
Yeah.
The game's tonight as
Yeah,
well.
so-
Also, the Maple Leafs are tonight as well. Game 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll say just from the purpose of NBA drama, I'll say the Lakers right now. Just
Kayla
because
is
like
invested.
everything is just imploding with the way Dallas went about it. Anyway, so yeah.
Okay,
Maybe-
Lakers. Now,
Let's see
favorite
the-
athlete.
Oh, that's tough.
Also very tough to ask you two that.
Very tough.
There's so many.
Oh,
do I
that's tough to narrow it
Yeah,
down.
like
yeah.
Would you, like,
I have
top
to narrow
three?
it by sport maybe.
Okay.
Because like yeah, sure. Like I grew up loving Vince Carter. Like that's
Yeah.
probably one of my
Yeah, for
favorite
sure.
like
All time.
of
That's
all
a core
times.
memory or
That's a
an athlete
core-
I really connected with when
But
I was
then like
younger.
I also love Serena Williams, right? Like I think
Love
like we
Serena.
all do, right?
Yeah.
Because of what she represents just outside of
Yep.
her being a badass on the court,
Yeah.
but then everything else that she also has stood for. But I also like really admired and watched Tiger Woods growing up.
There we go. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like even from the
Tiger
perspective
Woods,
of him
yeah.
being good, but like he was one of the first. I'm like, he looks like
Literally.
There we go.
true, like
awesome.
right, true Blasian, you know,
Yeah.
type of thing. So anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
like there's so many different. Like I could name so many for different reasons.
So many. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Like WNBA, Sue Bird is like one of, I loved her game. Like Paige from UConn right now. Like I just love her game. Like favorites
yeah.
is hard. Like
Yeah.
MJ is my, like I love
He's a
Michael
goat.
Jordan. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Vince Carter, all the, Serena, everyone.
All of them.
All of them.
All the goats.
In conclusion, all of them.
Conclusion, all.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair
Hey,
enough.
Kai, maybe just for time, maybe 21 or 22?
Okay.
Yeah.
In one word, describe your mom or your tita superpower. Your mom's superpower. One word.
Multitasker.
Ooh, hello. Yep.
That's a good one.
Sounds like a must, yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is intense.
I have so many.
I don't know. Okay, love.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm glad you
I
said
was
that,
like,
'cause I was gonna say that.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Emotionally in tune. I love that.
In one word, what's your go-to mom mantra?
For today, because I'm sure it changes
Mine
daily,
is,
weekly.
mine is this too shall pass.
I literally was thinking that.
Woo! That's a good one, though, especially on hard days.
This too shall pass.
It's just something that's carried me through
But
everything.
there's also I learned it from this toy brand called Love Every. But the first time I bought the box, it came with a mug, and I still have the mug to this day. And it says the days are long, but the years are short. And that's always been a favorite quote of mine for
That's a good
motherhood
reminder.
because like now here we are with she has a 5 and a 3-year-old, I have a 3-year-old, right? Like and I still remember when we were friends without kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like how crazy
Time
like
flies.
time flies. It
Yeah.
really passes. So, and I think it's just a reminder to try your best to stay in the moment,
Yeah.
right? Because the next thing we know, like they'll be getting their G1.
Yeah. Wise words.
And you'll make it through the hard times.
Gentle reminder, care of Mama and Her podcast.
Mama, nandito ako para sa'yo.
Hey.
Is
All
that
right.
Mama and Her?
No.
Her
That
mom.
was the
Oh, that was our first. Oh, sorry.
That's
I
okay.
thought you said Mama and Her in Tagalog. And I was like, oh, cool. That was
in our native tongue. Yeah.
that was our saying earlier today.
Yes, exactly. No, we are good. And with that said, today, guys, we had such an amazing conversation.
It was so nice to see how everyone, everyone's upbringing, all the different ways that we're all similar, but so different at the same time, and seeing how that has translated to your, your motherhood story and even your story as a partner and just an evolving woman. It's just so beautiful. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you for sharing that. And also like just understanding how our upbringings have really evolved how we navigate life now for all of us.
And how it shows up
Right,
in our
moms,
day-to-day.
titas, all of it. So thank you for sharing your stories.
Thanks for being on our show.
Yeah. No, we appreciate the collab we knew was coming. So we're
Glad
We
we didn't realize we
manifested.
needed. Yeah.
Yeah.
no, thank you.
And to everybody at home, thank you for joining us. Until next time, keep reflecting, keep growing, and most importantly, keep loving. You want to say the phrase again one more time? Mama, nandito ako para sa'yo. Yes.
We'll get there.
But until the next episode, guys, ingat.
Ingat.